Hi everybody, happy Friday, TGIF. Okay, so the soaps did not disappoint today. YNR, they talked about how now Daniel has to pick up the pieces, and Sharon has been completely freed from any suspicion of anything. So she's off the off the hook. Although she should never have been on the hook, honestly. Um, so yeah. We got to see Michael Grasday really act today because he's supposed to be talking to Heather, and because Heather's not there, it's like a really dramatic, emotional monologue, and he's really good. I've talked about it before. I think he's the only man I know that is an actor that can cry on cue, and you actually believe it. So remarkable here. Um, okay. So then you start to think about what he has to face alone, and it's really sad because he has to raise their daughter alone and say all the right encouraging things and sometimes not know what to say. So I really feel bad for him. Um, okay. And as far as Sharon said something really I don't know, good and poignant, but kind of strange until you think about it. She said after Michael said, "You're free, you don't have to worry about anything," she said, "Do I deserve it?" And I was like, whoa. I mean, yes, but all right, that's kind of deep. And actually, they went kind of deep today because Adam. Now, you have to put this in perspective, okay? Adam is the black sheep of the family. Clearly, no contest, right? So he's the one that would say the most outlandish thing and have people look at him strange and then say, well, that's just Adam. I'm sure we all have family members like that, right? Okay. So he says, while they're in the car going to visit Victor, supposedly, what if Victor died? What if something had happened and he died? And Nick says, well, you know, luckily nothing like that happens and we don't have to think about it. And I don't like to think about the or dwell on the past, so let's not discuss it. And Adam says the most logical thing after that. He says, well, that's nice, but do you always live in this land where you don't have to think about things? And it made me chuckle because I'm like, yeah, that's true though. I mean, and so it finally gets down to it where he says what he was really concerned about, which is that they were going to kick him out of the family. If Victor had died, then they were going to kick him out of the family because Victor is the one who always says about family unity and stuff. But Nick set him straight right away and said, unbeknownst to what you believe, me and Victoria, you know, always judge you based on how you treat us and what you say to us, not depending on what our dad tells us. So, yeah, the lines are clearly drawn here. Um, okay, so the other thing around Adam is that he wants Chelsea to move into the house, right? But Chelsea thinks it's a little too soon for that. And she says, well, it's okay. We can wait like a day or something because, your father just went through that and it has to be really scary. And I'm not going to change my mind. And then Adam and Chelsea are talking, and Nick supposedly knocked on the door, although I didn't hear it either, so I don't know. Um, And Nick says, sorry, did I interrupt something? And they're like, no, no, no. And Chelsea is the first one to be very clear about where their lines are and that, you know, don't worry, it's not us getting back together. It's not a reunion. And I'm like, whoa. If you are so secure in your relationship or whatever it is, then you wouldn't have to be so defiant on what it is, you know? Like the fact that there is a label or isn't a label or whatever. It just seemed really odd. Mm. All right, so then that was it today, pretty much. I mean, yeah, it's tying up loose ends, but also seeing what people have to go through, the aftermath, as I always say, of these big, huge events. So yeah. Okay, so next week, because I saw some of the spoilers. We get to meet Damien for real, more than 10 seconds, which will be nice. I'll be able to really see what his acting skills are. That's that'll be interesting. Also we have let's see what was going on. Oh, Victor made a very quick recovery because Jack happened to come in and check on Nikki, you know, and Victor says, "What are you doing here?" So that robbery is good and healthy, you know. But that's always going to be the case. I mean, the day Victor and Jack don't fight is the day it's no longer Young and the Restless. So, mm, um, yeah. So I'm waiting on the Damien storyline. Actually, I really am. Oh, and just to tie up loose ends, um, yesterday they talked about what happened to Tessa, and I told you what happened, right? So it wasn't a kidnapping or whatever story again. Although I should have thought about that because it doesn't make sense. Because the big bombshell was Sharon and Sharon being lost and everything. So I don't think they would do two storylines like that at the same time. They usually don't. So I should have said which. I did, but I didn't focus on the fact that Tessa was just upset and left and was, I mean, more than likely going to come back. So, yeah, that's what happened there. But it was kind of like, it was kind of a fizzle out. I mean, I understand why they did it that way, but it just feels like a big build up with no payoff. Really strange. Although I think that they had who was it? No, they didn't have Tessa the other time. They had Mariah. Um kind of lost when she was pregnant. Remember last time? Yeah. Yeah, okay. That closes another week. And next week we'll be into February, so enter February sweeps. Yay. All right. Bye guys.